All right. Hello, Knockout. Tanya TKO here. And we're coming in live with some news that that is breaking. People we were just on a broadcast and people came forward to say that DMX passed away and that the reports were going out. So we are doing this live right now, impromptu, and we're just going to look up what it is that we see. People are saying that the family put out a statement, TMZ reported it. So we're going to jump into some of that right now. As you know, I am your host, Tanya TKO. I'm a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral topics as teachable moments for what self-loving or self-abusing looks like in our own lives. And so we're going to pull up some information about DMX right now. Give me just one moment. Let me just pull up. Oh, wow. TMX is reporting it. Let's add this to the screen. Oh, somebody says they have an official statement from the family. We are deeply saddened. Earl's music inspired countless fans across the world, and his iconic legacy will live on. All right, let's share this TMZ page and jump into this. All right, let's see. It says DMX dead at 50. Oh, wow. It says DMX has died a week after suffering an overdose, TMZ has learned. Let's make this larger so you all can see better. TMZ broke the story. X had virtually no brain function after he was deprived of oxygen for nearly 30 minutes following his OD. Brain function never returned, and by Thursday, his organs began failing while he remained on life support in New York hospital. Many people in X's family were at the hospital over the last week, including his mom, fiance, and many of his kids. We're going to talk about that. A rep for his family tells TMZ, "We are deeply saddened to announce today that our loved one DMX, birth name Earl Simmons, passed away at 50 years old at White Plains Hospital with his family by his side after being placed on life support for the past few days. Earl was a warrior who fought to the very end." The statement continues, "He loved his family with all of his heart, and we cherish the times we spent with him. Earl's music inspired countless fans across the world, and his iconic legacy will live on forever. We appreciate all of the love and support during this incredibly difficult time. Please respect our privacy as we grieve the loss of our brother, father, uncle, and the man the world knew as DMX. We will share information about his memorial service once details are finalized." DMX got his start in music back in the 80s performing with Reddy Ron. Reddy Ron is the guy that they said had given him that crack lace blunt, right? He said he loved him, looked up to him like a big brother. He was the man. Reddy Ron was 30, DMX was 14, and he gave him a crack lace blunt. And from the way that he was crying, there were other people who suspected that there may have been other things that the older man did to the teen at the time. So let's continue reading. All right. While simultaneously serving time behind bars until he finally dedicated himself to music full-time in the 90s, he eventually got signed to Columbia Records' Rough House imprint and appeared on records with Jay-Z, LL Cool J, Mace, and even the rock band Sum 41. It wasn't until 98 that he truly broke out when he released his Rough Riders debut studio album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, which means he was in his 20s then when he came out, right? That means he was in his 20s in 98 because he's 50 now, but I don't know, do the math for me. It's Dark and Hell is Hot to critical and mainstream acclaim, not to mention he added his new canine persona. IDA IH produced 4 singles, including the well-known Get Me a Dog, How's It Going Down, Stop Being Greedy, and the track that might perhaps be his best known, the Rough Riders anthem. Let it down, let it down, shop. Oh, that's how Rough Riders roll. Okay, stop, drop, dun, 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 dun. Okay, which became the song everyone played to get hyped. Rough Riders had gone down in history as one of the greatest hip hop songs ever, and it ended up making it on the Billboard's Hot 100 chart. He followed up that success quickly with the second album later the same year, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, came out December 98 and ended up hitting #1 at the time. He was the second rapper to release back-to-back albums in the same year. The first the first being Tupac. Okay, at that point, DMX cemented himself and his sound, abrasive, rough around the edges, but also catchy and great for parties and getting amped. His third album hit the last point home with his single Party Up, Up in Here, Up in Here. Was that the one? Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up, okay. Another one of X's notorious songs that helped him get a majority play on the radio, in clubs, and in movies. Speaking of movies, X himself made his feature film debut in 2000, Romeo Must Die, which starred Jet Li playing a version of Rome. No. He was in Belly before that. Well, hold on. He was in Belly in the 90s. Come on. That was not his feature debut. Somebody needs to write to TMZ and tell them to change that. He went on to star in a number of memorabilia flicks after that as the 2000s rolled on. Exit Wounds and Cradle to the Grave came to mind. So Do Never Die Alone and Last Hour. Safe to say, X was making a name for himself both in and out of music, but of course he was fighting legal battles in the background at the same time. Over the years, he got rung up on many charges: weapons, drugs, DUI, and later tax evasion. He served time for some of those cases, but always continued his music career. As he struggled with the law, X continued to crank out hits, including the memorable X Gon' Give It To Ya, Where the Hood At, and Lord Give Me a Sign, as well as We In Here. He really seemed to turn his life around in 2019 after ending a 12-month sentence for tax evasion. DMZ had long battled substance abuse, and it was at this point that he did his last rehab stint. All right, it looks like this goes on. Oh my gracious. I guess these are some of his many children. The last time our cameras caught him out was 2019. DMX talked about the importance of being safe on movie sets when doing action scenes. DMX is survived by 15 children. The youngest was born in 2016 to his fiancee, Desiree Lindstrom. X was 50. Rest in peace. So yeah, 15 children. Meanwhile, he had these substance issues and oh my goodness, where my dog's at. Oh, they're talking about the Snoop Dogg and over 500,000 viewers on Instagram, and freestyled his own version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. All right. Well, you know what? It's official. He is gone. There were people who got angry at me for the video that we did where we talked about how he didn't have brain function. And they were like, oh, he's off the respirator and spreading all of these rumors and all of this other stuff. You know what? If he couldn't find peace in life, I hope that he finds peace in death. And the only thing that I can say is if you have substance abuse issues, do whatever it is that you need to do to get onto the other side of those issues, anything that you need to do, and stay on top of it. Stay continuously putting one foot in front of the other. Just continue to love yourself and heal and all of that. That's all I can say. That's all I can say on that, honestly. That's all I can say. There's some cash apps that came in. Candace sends $1 to support the show. Thank you, Candace. Tia sends $1 and says she should be offended. I don't know who we're talking about. Maybe we're talking about the last video or another video that you're sending it through, but you have to send more information. I I I never got a chance to meet DMX. We both worked on the same film Belly together, and there were people who were positing him as, this eligible bachelor and all of this other stuff. And I worked some of the same scenes that he was in, but there was I don't know what to say besides look after yourself. And ladies, listen, I'm gonna say this, and Quima is saying it's easy for you to say keep off drugs and put one foot in front of the other. No, no, all of us here have some sort of addiction to something. All of us. All of us. Some people are addicted to shopping. Some people are addicted to sugar. Other people are addicted to cutting. Other people are addicted to traveling. They got fear of commitments. Other people are addicted to a lot of different things. We are all battling all different types of demons and struggles behind the scenes. It's like other people who are using substances that it's easy to point them out, or people who have addictions to food, it's easy to point them out. But the people who are thin alcoholics or thin people chain smoking, it's not easy to point them out because we may not know the signs. We may not have inside information. I'm telling you this no matter who you are or what it is that you're going through. Continue to do what you need to do to keep healing. No matter how many times you fall down, get back up. You fall down 9 times, get up 10. Just continue to get up, continue to work on yourself. Continue. Don't let anything stop you. Keep moving forward. It's like so many times we attempt to tell people, oh, well, this is my particular unique situation. You have no idea what I'm going through. Right. And all of our situations are unique, but none of us have come this far in life without knowing struggle, without knowing challenge, without knowing failure, without having a difficult past. DMX got fed crack rock without his consent when he was 14. Right now, there's a 7-year-old being trafficked for to be assaulted intimately. There are girls right now at the age of 16 who have been trafficked. The thing is, life does not end at despair. Let me tell you something right now. In the end, everything will be all right. And if it's not all right, then it's not the end. You continue to put one foot in front of the other, not because your situation is identical to DMX, but because your situation is unique. And for your unique challenges that you've come into this life facing, what is it that you're going to do with your unique challenges? Keep putting one foot in front of the other. In my book, that is the affirmation that I end the book out on. Keep moving. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. This is my personal book right here. I mean, look, how many of us, listen, 40% of girls in the Black community here in the United States would have been intimately, this is the number projected, 40% would have been intimately assaulted under the age of 18 by the time they leave their house. So come on, listen, we are all facing some challenges. There is, and the thing that I found is that the greater the challenge, the greater the opportunity for us to make tremendous strides in this life. Me personally, I believe that that there is a higher intelligence that exists inside of us. I believe that we are all connected to universal source energy. And I believe that before we come into this life, that we set up what it is that we're going to be born into and some of the challenges that may come our way. What are we going to do with those challenges? What do we do after we've been assaulted, given some narcotic, after we have had things happen to us without our consent, after we had been cursed out as children, after we'd been left in hot cars and somebody broke the window and our mother didn't want us and she left us and we ended up in foster care. Father said he didn't want us. Father never showed up. How do we take the circumstances that we are given and make and transform it into something beautiful in our lives? Or not? We don't have to. You don't have to do anything. When I lived in my car in 2016, I realized I could wake up each day and I could go to sleep that night. And the only thing that mattered, that like what I did in between that time, didn't matter to anybody else except for me. This was the life that I am making. This is the story that I am writing. What is my story going to say? So no, this is about more than just DMX. This is about you. So for the young lady who wrote that, it's easy for you to say, I imagine that you're battling with some stuff behind the scenes yourself, and you are identifying with DMX's story as a way to project outward that it's easy for other people to say. But I'm going to do a survey right here and now. I want you all inside of the survey, I want you all to say, if your life has never had challenges which you see that you think are, that you felt were insurmountable. You know what insurmountable means? It means that you don't think that you'll be able to get over the other end of it. If your life has never had any of those challenges, I want you to put up the number 2. If your life has been present with challenges that you inside of yourself, with all of the wisdom that you have as a human being, did not know how you would get onto the other side of that, I want you to put up the number 1. Put up the number 1 if you did not know how you would have the fortitude as a human being to make it onto the other side of that. And I'm going to put some of your votes up here. So there are people who are putting up the number 2. These are people who felt that they've never had these challenges. But then look, the ones are coming in. These are people who did not think, who did not know how they would get over the issues that were presented before them. They didn't know. And there's still a person who says that she has not had that. Well, listen, if there's one thing I know from being a life coach, it comes. Nobody's life is without challenges. Not one person. Look, it's 2,000 people on this live and the ones are pouring in. So what is it that you do for your unique life? Listen, Marie, we're glad that you're still here. What is it that you are going to do for your unique life to get onto the other side of it? What are you going to do? You have to continue to put one foot in front of the other. If there's anybody out there and you happen to need a guide to be able to shift your mind into self-love, this is my book right here. If you need assistance, work with a therapist, use books like mine. Like when I talk about how this is my unique life, I'm telling you, this is it. These are the most powerful affirmations I said to myself to be able to get out of my car. And this is, do you see what that says? I am still writing my story. And you are still writing your story. DMX was writing his story, and he stated that he did not want to live a life without substances. This was the choice that he made. He was okay with dying. Just like I said, when I woke up from sun up to when the moon came out at night, whatever I did in that day mattered to no one except for me. What was going to be the sum of my life? What was the story of my life going to be? I had to write that, and I am still writing it, and you are writing yours. So don't tell me about what it's easy to say from where it is that I'm sitting, as if we have not had issues that we did not know how in our incarnation that we would get over, that we would surpass. I'm going to read a few more of these Cash Apps, and I'm going to jump out of here because I'm 15 minutes late for the meeting that I am supposed to be at right now. Candice sends $1 and says, hope he has a will. But if you know Black men like I know Black men, Those 15 children and however many baby mamas are all going to be fighting, his family too, for the estate. Alexa says there's a troll in the chat. There's someone named Raf that is trolling. Thank you for letting me know. This person must be on Facebook. If they're trolling, report them to Facebook. Let Facebook take them off the platform. Because I don't see them right now. I need for one of their comments to come up so I can see. Thank you for that, though. Julene sends $5 and says, rest in peace, DMX. I love you, Tanya. Thank you for everything. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for showing up for yourself in my videos and finding the self-love message in each video, even when I don't have to spell it out plainly, but just us talking about it, that you're able to take the time to dig within. I have to tell people each day, my channel is not for you if you are not willing to see yourself in each one of these stories and figure out what difference you're going to make for your life, because this is about more than just DMX. This is about you and the choices that you're going to make to live the life that you choose to live. Kiva sends $10 and says, love you and appreciate everything you stand for. Thank you, Kiva. She sends $10. I appreciate that. And Tia sends $1 to support the show. Thank you, Tia. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to, there's one more. Robin says $20 and says, love your show. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. And if you were able to glean the self-love message from what it is that we're talking about here today, please leave your comment even after we're off air. If you would like to get my self-love book, come over to TanyaTKO.com, click on shop. Amazon is working on getting their pages updated. They have the inventory, but they have a glitch in there when it's coming to my account. I don't know what it is that they're doing, but in the time being, you can always get it from me because I have some inventory here and the books are being autographed when you buy them directly from me. That's one of the main differences. Give it about 2 weeks for me to ship it because I write a personalized message in each one. So all I can say is keep your head up. Do what you need to do for your life or not. It is your life. I am not going to sit here and I am not going to stress myself out for what it is that you choose to do for your life. I respect your choice. If you need assistance and you need assistance on the self-love journey and you come to me and I have the tools, I'd be more than happy to give you the tools. If you don't want assistance, and you don't want, I respect that too. Just like Derek Jackson's wife, I respect her choice to stay. It ain't none of my business. That is her choice. As a human being, I respect her choice and I respect yours too. But you have to make up your mind about what it is that you want for your life. You want to stay in that job that you don't want to be in? You want to continue to live and go in the direction that you're going in? You want to continue to go down? You want to continue to feel self-pity? You want to continue to wallow? Or do you want to go get therapy? Do you want to get a life coach? Do you want to do the things that you need to do? Do you want to invest in yourself? There were so many people that laughed at me when I was living in my car and I produced that whole entire show, Displacement for the Dream Diaries, because I believed in what it is that I was doing. There were people who laughed at me for continuing to network and meet people and attempt to shift and change my life. It was those efforts. And listen, I got fatigued of it after a while because it began to seem insurmountable. But I realized that my life mattered to me. And I did what it is that I needed to do for me. I kept putting one foot in front of the other. I became a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I started the courses when I was living in my car because I believed that there was something more. I couldn't see it. I didn't know. And there was no evidence at that time that told me that there would be something more. And that was the purpose of the affirmations, because before I would go to sleep at night, I would say the affirmations in my mind. When I would wake up tired, when I would wake up fatigued, when I would wake up forlorn with people laughing at me on the internet and telling me how I failed when I did not see a way out of it. My business was closed and I did not have a way to make money. When I couldn't see a way out of it, I had to imagine the type of life that I wanted because I couldn't see it for myself. I had to imagine. I had to envision what it is that I wanted. And I am glad and happy to say that from 2016 to now, I am living the dream. I am the woman of the future that I imagined in 2014 when I made that tearful video closing my business. I knew that there was a woman that I wanted to be, and I did not know how to get from where I was to her. And I am proud to say right now, I am she. I am the woman. So when some of you come out and you're like, I don't like who it is that you are, Tanya, I say, this is a choice. I am this woman out of choice. I have taken the steps to be the woman that I want to be because this is who I want to be. It took me a long while to get here. It took a lot of pain, tears. It took a lot of nights where my stomach was in knots. It took the weight gain from the cortisol of the stress of living in my car, with people telling me that I wasn't living in my car. And so they had no sympathy for me. They had no empathy. That was good for you. You shouldn't have this, you shouldn't have that. So no, I know what it's like to want to be a person and not know how to get from here to there. And when I say that these are the most powerful affirmations that I said, I mean that. These are the exact affirmations that I said, the things that I told myself. And this book has made shifts in people's lives. And if you have your book, work the book. That's all you have to do. Before you go to sleep at night, first thing in the morning, just write out 3 affirmations. That's all you have to do. And I'm getting ready to create an MP3 for you all to be able to do a meditation on each affirmation to further cement the feeling inside of you. Listen. I appreciate all of you coming out. I appreciate your love and support. I appreciate that you love yourself through my content because this is not about me. It's not about me. This is about you. And so thank you. I'm going to read a few more Cash Apps and then I'm going to jump out of here. Marie sends $1 and says, no one ever said they're glad I'm still here. Thanks. Oh, Marie, of course. Nobody's ever said that to you. You need to find new community. You need to listen, reach out to some of the people that you see that make a comment that makes sense to you on this video. Reach out to them and when I have an event, come to one of my events. We did a virtual event for Valentine's Day. It was like $25, $50 for the whole, I think it was like $80 for the whole day, something like that. And we did work diving into ourselves. When you see that I have an event, come, because you meet like-minded people who can help be hold space for you on times that you may need space held, and vice versa. Or at least just make a cool contact that maybe if you want to call up on the phone someday or whatnot, however it is. But when you see that I have an event, come to the event. If you're not on my mailing list, you know what? We need to do more things together. Because if there are people out there in my community who are feeling alone, we need to do things together. We need to have some more virtual events. We're not able to do the Woman in the Wild retreat, but we can do something. Come to my mailing list, TanyaTKO.com, click on subscribe, join my mailing list, and we'll do something, a day of something. We have to, because if you're out there feeling alone and all this, you don't have to be alone. My brow is all furrowed and everything. Goodness. All right, listen, I'm gonna jump out of here. Thank you, Marie. We have Yvonne, and I just love that name, Yvonne. It's such a pretty name. My mother had a friend when I was little named Yvonne, and she had this big bosom that she would just pull us into, and she smelled like, she just had like this really, it just smelled like the forest, like musk. Like it was just such a pretty scent. But yes, Yvonne sends $30 and says, love you, girl. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you. Rashonda sends $5 and says, for comparing her to Chucky. Oh my goodness, she must be watching the last video. Don't listen. And then we got Rashita who sends $5 and says, I told this before, you have helped me love myself during my struggle. Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Rashida. Thank you for loving yourself through my content. Majan sends $1 and says, is there a way to track orders? Haven't gotten my book. Give it about 2 weeks, please. And the Postal Service has not picked up books for the past week. So I have not signed a book to Majan yet. So give it some time. When your order is shipped, you get the tracking number. Majan sends $5 and says, I'm so ready to work it. I struggle with affirmation. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Give it some time, my dear. I'm so sorry, but I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Tamara sends $10 and says, thank you. And I hope to be as strong as you. You know, you are as strong as I. You and I are made from the same energy. The same energy that runs through me runs through you. Recognize yourself. This is why when people are insulting me, they're projecting themselves out onto me. And you saying that you wish that you were as strong as me, you are actually projecting the strength that already exists there. That's how you're able to recognize it in me. You are. Just continue to put one foot in front of the other. All right. So listen, let me jump out of here. I will see you all in the next video. I'll put up some of these comments. And Lala is saying this is supposed to be about DMX, not about selling books. This is about, like I said in these videos, it's about more than just the subject of the video. There are people here who are suffering in the same way that DMX suffered. It's about more than that. And if you don't understand that, babe, this is not the channel for you. This isn't the channel for you. This isn't the channel for you. If I have a tool that I feel will help and assist people in some of their lost moments, I'm going to speak about that tool. It would be disrespectful for me not to. And if you can't understand that, if you just want me to sit up here like maybe some other channels and just talk and be like, well, this is that, and then click out of the video, you're going to have to find a different channel for that. Because here on this channel, I need to know what you're going through. I need to know what it is that you're dealing with and suffering through, so that I, as the person that I am, with all of the training that I do have, can create something for you to create actionable steps in your life to make a difference and change, not just sit around bleeding on each other, but finding ways to patch yourself up. It's as simple as that. And if you don't get that by now, then you're in the wrong place. I'm sorry. This is about more. DMX has transitioned over. He created his life for what he wanted it to be. We are still here in the land of the living, and we only have but a certain amount of time. There's no do-overs or get backs or I want to recount again. There's none of that. Each day, the time keeps moving forward. And if I have the opportunity to assist anyone on the journey today, I mean, if you can understand that, put up the number 3 if you understand what it is that I'm saying. There's no time to waste. I'm not going to wait until the next. There's 1,500 people still left on this broadcast right now. And for those 1,500 people, if they're looking for a solution, listen, go to AA. Go to Narcotics Anonymous, work with a therapist, join group therapy sessions, do affirmations, hire people like me to come to your organization to be able to assist in any way that I can. If you can understand what it is that I'm saying. So you see, there are a lot of 3s up. People understand why we're here. We're not just here to talk about the news. We're not here to just laugh at a donkey of a day. That's not why we're here. We're here to help find some solutions for each and every one of us. I'm not here to leave people wandering around, wondering which way should they go. I need to know what's going on in your life. Like that young lady who said that this was the first time anybody had said to her that they're glad that she made it. That means that we need to form tighter communities, that we need to get off of the videos and into real life so that we can touch one another, talk to one another, so that we can have events with each other. I need to know what people are going through, because I did not know that there are people out there feeling ostracized and alone. I didn't know that. Listen, thank you all for coming out. I will see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is taking full advantage of the time that you have here. Let me tell you something. My mother died when she was 41. And I learned very early in my life that the junk that you have piling up around you, the job that you're working that you don't want to be in, that silverware that you don't use, the perfume that you never sprayed, none of that matters when you're gone. DMX is gone, and we have announced that. Now, for the rest of us who are living, how do we make the most out of the lives that we have left? Because you don't know how much time you have left. What is it that you're willing to do today? How are you willing to live your life today? And on that note, I will see you all in the next video. Peace. Oh, Lola is crying. Everybody send a hug to Lola. As a matter of fact, send some loving energy out to everyone out there right now. Send some love, because there's a lot of us dealing with a lot of things out there. Send some loving energy out to the people to your left and your right. We need to form tighter communities. Thank you for letting me know that, because this was an opportunity for me to look within myself at what it is that I'm doing and what more I can do. I'll see you in the next video. I'm out of here for real this time. I'm 32 minutes late to my meeting. All right, peace.